I just downloaded every new FC25 mod, and today I'm going to reveal the true power and potential of this game. We're back with even more mods to showcase to you guys, including career mode improvements, new and retro boots, some player accessories, new menu backgrounds, a new national teams expansion, a tournament mode refresh, expanded player editing tools, retro faces and retro kits, a creator club overhaul, social media updates, new camera angles, new pictures, and even more. So stay tuned to the end and don't miss out on the ultimate FC25 experience. I've already covered the essential must-have mods for an enhanced career mode experience. However, today we're looking at some new, never before seen mods on full display in all offline modes, and some that I didn't get to cover last time. So get ready for another jam-packed showcase today. This is my current layout. This is my current setup. Here are all the mods I have applied and installed in the manager. It roughly equates to just over 5 gigabytes of new content added to the game and counts towards over 100 mods that I've actually activated so far. Once again, EA decided to drop another patch, Title Update 5, in the process of recording. We're going to have to put ourselves in offline mode. We gotta go off the grid to get this all working. Just an FYI, once a new update releases, you're gonna have to update all your mods. Some will work though, however 95% of the time, modders will have to re-release the updated versions. So you've got to stay on top of it and tinker around a little bit, test them out. It can be tedious at times, but trust me, it's worth it. Don't worry, I'll be constantly updating all the mod download links in the description. So just stay patient and keep checking on back in here, on this video, or over on my Discord. Just imagine you've combined all the must-have mods from my last video, and now you're about to take this game to the next level with what's coming up. Lock in as we're jumping straight into it. The first feature I want to cover is to do with social media, and thanks to the Kia Rika social media overhaul mod, we have got completely different experience. As you can tell from the jump, different artwork and images popping up in the menu, a lot more detailed and accurate. We've got more social media outlets, or just media outlets in general, like Sky Sports Football, BBC Sport, as we're in the UK. Sick and tired of seeing Fabrizio Romano announce everything every time. Some new profiles that announce transfers, some more realistic comments, new people with actual realistic random profile photos in the comments, and reacting to what's going on with actual like Apple realistic emojis. They're not those generic like weird Android looking emojis. There's a share button just to make it look and feel like actual social media. It's given it a little bit more of an Instagram look. The news outlets in Spain include Marca, Diario AS, and the infamous, the iconic El Chiringuito TV. I don't know who Gerard Romero is, but he's ruined the vibe. Over in France, we have France Football, of course, and L'Equipe is also in the mix. In Germany, there's only one edition, and that's the media outlet Sky Deutschland. This mod even covers Australia, with the mighty Fox Sports Australia in the newsfeed. In the Netherlands, the Eredivisie sees the additions of Voetbal International, but we also have NOS Sport joining the mix right there. In Portugal, we get to see posts from Sport TV and this outlet called A Bowler. This social media mod pretty much applies to every single league. I'm not going to go through them all, but in lucky last Super League Turkey, we've got TRT Sport and the cheeky little beIN Sports Turkey, just to make sure that it's got all its bases covered. It is exceptional, and once you make the switch, you're not going to want to look back at the generic default social media feed. It's just night and day, honestly. It's not jarring, it's a smooth experience, and I'd highly recommend it. Another extremely underrated quality of life update that the base Kia Rika realism mod applies to your game. It's an enhanced realistic transfer deadline day. And if you couldn't tell already, yes, we've got a full 24 hours to get your deals done, make some last minute transfers or last minute sales. We have got the whole day, which is what it should be. Ever since FIFA 15, they haven't bothered updating it, but with the power of mods, we can get the full 24 hours of negotiations. If you need to buy yourself some extra time, or you're waiting for some deals to go through, this right here is a lifesaver. It gives you a lot more wriggle room, you know, that realistic feeling of an actual transfer deadline day, not a transfer deadline 10 hours. Another element of career mode which has barely been touched, and this mod gives you the complete transfer deadline day drama and experience that we deserve. I know it's only a minor addition, but I'm a major fan of this feature. Once you try it, you can't go back. I know I'm I'm yapping on here, but this is so clutch. Now, what you've also been seeing is the custom wallpaper mod in action, and if you hate the new career mode menus like I do and the bland black backgrounds, this is the mod for you because there are multiple different options. It's given vibes of like a retro FIFA 15, FIFA 16 menu background. You don't have to stare into a black wall anymore. You've got a club training ground in the background just to spice things up and make the menu feel more alive. There's also a couple of generic ones that have shown off, like the Anfield Stadium background, a couple more stadiums. There's even a Colosseum menu background that goes hard, especially if you're doing a career mode with either Lazio or Roma. It's such a cool touch and honestly adds to your menu UI experience like no other. You can already see the vibe shift and just provides you with such a different feel. Like, look at that transition. You go from the boring black plain menu background to the Colosseum with a click of a button. There's also a bunch of specific club themed wallpaper backgrounds that are available. So if you're doing a Man United career mode, you can have a Manchester United themed background. And honestly, it's such a small touch, such a minor detail, but it makes a big impact. Another impressive quality of life update is the coaching market. It actually revolutionizes how you buy coaches, how many coaches you can hire. So instead of the usual minimum cap of like 13 for a big club, you can instantly hire up to 20 coaches at the start of your career save in season 1. You don't have to worry about staff limitations whatsoever. Something else that's a hassle is actually finding and hiring coaches that fit your current playstyle. So right now we've got the standard tactical preset, and that'll actually be reflected in the coaching market. Here we have a bunch of standard coaches to hire, whether they're gold, silver, or bronze. The market is just inundated with them because this mod actually adjusts the coaching market to your playing style. However, if you were to change things up and switch to, I don't know, wing play, we're going to revisit and see who we can hire, and bam, just like that, you have more than enough coaches to hire and sort out your team on the fly. So if you want to adjust things quickly and make sure your players adapt to a new system, to a new play style, this mod gives you the power back with the coaching department. And that's just a little taste of what this Kia Rica Realism mod has to offer. Maybe I'll go a little bit more in depth for another separate video, but for now, those are the main highlights. Now, this next segment is everything and anything to do with both player and manager cosmetics that you don't have to unlock through dodgy microtransactions. If you haven't noticed already, we have the Remembrance Day Poppy that gets added to all Premier League and English kits right in the center of the kit. It's very noticeable. I like that detail though. Even though Wolves' crest is in the middle of the kit, the Poppy gets added on the top left. It's a nice touch to pay your respects, and it's a major tradition in England. EA have just never been bothered to actually add it in, so we've had to rely on modders, just like updated and official goalkeeper kits for both League 1 and League 2. Most of the clubs in the lower tiers of England actually just have generic goalkeeper kits, and that's where I have found this mod, who's come through for all you Road to Glory lovers. If you're in the mood to take over a club in the lower tiers of England, this is your chance because all of the goalkeeper kits have been updated. You don't have to put up with the generic templates. Oh my god, that Wickham goalkeeper kit is actually classy. And the love gets spread even down to the 4th tier with Wimbledon. Oof, that goalkeeper kit is saucy. Meanwhile, in base game, vanilla version of FC25, you don't get to see the proper, full, authentic experience just because EA are too lazy. Considering they have the full exclusive license to these lower tiers in England, they shouldn't be leaving any kits generic. That's where this mod comes through and fixes it up for the little guys. Road to Glory career modes are saved once and for all, and you actually get the Remembrance Day Poppy. That's a little 2-in-1 deal. Goalkeeper kits shouldn't go unnoticed because sometimes they're absolutely fire, especially when you're Bristol City. They never miss. Alongside these kit improvements, I've also found some clothing packs and training gear for teams. For now, this just includes Liverpool and Real Madrid with accurate Anthem jackets, training tops, tech fleeces, and t-shirts for your manager. Liverpool get that fully licensed, decked out treatment. Real Madrid just have their Anthem jacket, but now with this new title update 5, EA have added back in Anthem jackets to the whole pre-match ceremony. So you'll see teams wear them pre-game when they're walking out to the pitch. It'll 100% appear in every game and not just the cutscenes. Now, if you're a boot nerd like myself and are just obsessed with everything to do with accessories, we've got you covered right here with the Artesian FC25 Accessory Pack. With over 642 new, retro, and special edition boots added to the catalog, plus a whole lot more, which we'll get right into. Whether you're creating new players or editing current day superstars, you're gonna have way more choices and customization options to play with. We have newly updated and actual licensed player gloves, some new Nike gloves, some Adidas gloves with that little gripper texture on the hands, different color variations, even Puma gets shown some love. There aren't as many color options, but it's nice seeing that little gripper texture and more realistic looking player gloves, especially at this time of year where we're heading into the winter months. In the cold, wet, rainy, windy, snowy conditions, your players are going to be ready. In the last video, we covered the low sock mod and the gripper socks mod. However, this accessory pack goes above and beyond, and one of my favorite new features is the addition of arm sleeves and arm tape to the game. Something that's been possible in pro clubs in recent FIFAs, but now we get that option in career mode in the offline sphere, as it's rebranded the rubber bracelets and just transformed it into a full proper arm sleeve. A slick little realistic touch, if you ask me. Without even touching or adjusting anything, you'll already see some real world players automatically assigned the arm sleeve. If they wear like a little rubber band bracelet automatically in the base game, that just gets converted by the mod into a full arm sleeve, so you don't have to go out and edit every single player. It automatically happens in the background. There's even a set of exclusive player accessories that carry over into player career. When you create a player, you've got a couple more facial accessories to pick from. That involves both the carbon fiber face player mask and the Edgar Davids-esque player goggles glasses that have the orange lenses. It's an iconic look. It's a brave choice to go for. Like I was saying, this modded accessory pack doesn't skip a beat. Whilst we're on the topic of player gloves and updated goalkeeper kits, before we show off the boots, I'll showcase the updated goalkeeper gloves that have been added. For all the goalkeeper glove enthusiasts out there and the goalkeeper player career mode fans, again, it's cool to see new added gloves to the game because it's an area which doesn't really get shown much appreciation or love. And honestly, we need more goalkeeper glove variation, if you ask me. I like seeing new colorways and different designs added to the game, and this artesian accessory pack goes above and beyond, adding new content to every facet of player accessories and cosmetics in the game. There are so many more choices to choose from here, and you just absolutely love to see it. Like with the boots, they've replaced all the default generic EA gloves and actually replaced them with real gloves that aren't in the game. Now it's time for the main show, the main meat and bones of it all. 642 new player boots. Oh, we are going to have a field day with this one, lads. I'll try and showcase to you as many as I can, as quickly as I can. But whether it's new boots, retro boots, special edition boots, some cleats and colorways that never made it to FC25. There's also some of the default boots in the game, but as you saw there across the bottom, this retro mercurial pack. Like some of these boots are 10 years old or more. Ronaldo and Hazard used to rep these all the time. Those were the special edition Ronaldo mercurials. I could go off and drop all my boot knowledge on you, lads, but this is the type of selection you have to choose from. I'm just going to quick fire. I'm just going to speed run through the new editions because there's too many. It brings back some boots that have been deleted from previous games, and this mod continues to get updated week after week, title update after title update. You got some special player edition boots, so yeah, even more editions are going to come later down the line. Who knows, by the end of FC25, this mod could be having thousands of boots added. And I like how it's updated the little mini photo in the selection screen. It's given it its own personal little accurate shoebox. I had those boots growing up as a kid. Those were actually elite. This Hyper Venom Neymar series, oh, this is bringing back memories. It brings a tear to the eye. And yes, I'm that type of person to get excited about player boots, especially the retro ones. It tugs at the heartstrings. It brings back some amazing memories with the shoe boxes involved as well. These retro Adidas F50s that Messi always used to wear. That just screams FIFA 13. Oh man, these are really digging back into the archives. I might have to release an extended cut version of this video just to show you every single one in detail, but you can get the idea, you get the picture. Some absolutely go-to drip in this mod, and it should definitely be on everyone's radar. Don't mind me drooling over these new cosmetics because these are absolutely drippy, bro. Oh, these Adidas selections, they're taking me out, and we still haven't reached the end yet. But it's for the people, it's for you guys at home, for the console lads that are missing out. These boots are to die for. Some generic boots have been left in the game, but some of these will bring back some big memories for you guys. Oh, these mercurials as well. Those boots just scream FIFA 12. And look, we've made it to the end of just the player boots section in the boots and accessories tab. However, once you scroll over to the outfits section and head on all the way to the end over to shoes, there's even more to look through. There's even more to unlock. You thought we were done? No, you got some random leisure shoes that have been recoded into actual player boots. You've got some more retro cases. So there's even more to discover. There's more to unlock. And the list just keeps going on and on and on and on. It just never ends. You could 100% get lost here forever. It is boot lover heaven. Or you could ball out with the goofy commando Ugg boots. Whatever floats your boat. I won't judge. I ain't gonna lie. This clown shoe selection goes hard. Nevertheless, if you still haven't got your boot fix after all that, I'll have a second choice option linked down in the description below for you guys to check out. It's called the 4-in-1 mod, compatible with FIFA 22, FIFA 23, FC24, and of course FC25, where there's just a different selection of boots depending on what you're after, depending on what you want. They both have similar selections, but you actually can't use them at the same time. You have to have either one or the other applied. However, the benefit with this 4-in-1 mod, it also includes match balls. It adds a whole new bundle of match day balls that aren't available in previous FIFAs and will be updated for FC25, so there will be more coming. So yeah, just thought I'd let you guys know that there are two different choices you can make depending on what your preferences are. I've also found some cool little gimmicky face mods. The Spanish wonder kid centre back Pau Cubarsí recently picked up a massive facial injury and someone made a mod for it. He looks pretty battered and bruised here. I don't know whether I should show this or not. It might get me demonetized. There's a bit of blood and gore, but I'll put the real photo up against the face mod side by side and you guys can decide who did it better. I've also found the Lamine Yamal face mod that updates his hair color, so it gives it that little light blonde tint. And another small attention to detail is that it actually gives him his trademark braces. It's a cool little addition that, again, it's something that EA would never see to add. They'd never include those ultra realistic details, but hey, it's just a fun little feature and something that I know you guys watching will appreciate. Now, this next mod is straight up revolutionary. It's never been possible before in any FIFA ever. It's called the Extended Choice mod, and it basically gives you the power to change any player who has a real game face scan. You can actively edit their face and change up their hairstyle, their facial hair. Let me show you real quick. We've got Mo Salah. It's a famous case of a player changing their hairstyle and EA haven't been bothered to update his game face scan. However, if Mo decides to change up his hairstyle again, you could give him whatever haircut you want. If he decides to grow back his hair and give him the afro, the power is all yours. You could pick pretty much any hairstyle in the game and have full control, full customization, full editing control of real face scanned players, something which we've never had the ability to do before. He might have had his hairline saved in Turkey, but we're giving him the big buffy afro back. And what you can also do is change his eye color. That's something I didn't know this mod gave you the ability to do. It opens you up to so many more possibilities, so many more freedoms. And what makes it even better is that you can adapt to things happening in the real world of football in real time. Let's say KDB for this example. What if one day he decides to just let his facial hair grow out or grow out a little mustache for Movember? You can change up not only his hair but the facial hair situation. We all know he's grown his hair out, but what if he decides to go back to that shortcut? You could even make him look a little bit more ginger, like he was looking back in the early days at Wolfsburg and Chelsea. It is a slippery slope, but a fun slippery slope nonetheless. And just like every mod does, opens you up to so many new possibilities and capabilities. In this case, it's an FC25 exclusive. What if Victor the Inflictor wants a new haircut before his big money move to Manchester United? Wink wink. You can give him that realistic customization or just get weird and wacky with it. Just like I've done here with Bobby Hendrick. He looks like a completely different player, giving him a complete makeover. And that's where you could kind of go down two lanes. You can either give it that sandbox approach and just have everything totally unrealistic, customized to your liking, or you could stay realistic with it and update individual player faces as you see fit. Because of course it carries over into career mode. You could do all the face editing and adjusting you want outside of the game in the main menu, and then all those changes will apply once you start a brand new career mode save. All the facial changes are here, and I'm just giving you 4 little examples. You could edit every single real player's face in the game if you wanted to. It's a modding tool that I recommend to absolutely anyone and everyone, all the career mode enjoyers, because, you know, players like Kobe Mainu, that's just not his hairstyle. EA gave him like the wrong hair. So you could go into the editor and fix EA's mistakes by giving him actual dreads that like actually depict his real life appearance, or just experiment and go wild with it. Now, another area that not only this mod but the extended player editor also covers is of course the Youth Academy. It's been one of the most highly requested features in the career mode community, especially this year considering how god awful the Youth Academy faces are. The generated cranium faces were absolutely abhorrent in the first couple of weeks, like for example, case in point. However, I do feel like it's gotten better, but if you do end up finding yourselves, I don't know, with a bold 16-year-old or with a high potential academy player that just straight up looks like a goblin, you get the ability to edit everything about their appearance. Firstly, you gotta get rid of those generic EA boots. We've got the boot pack accessories mod for a reason, but the main purpose is to just fully customize his facial structure, his facial appearance, fully customize him like you're creating a player, and have every single asset of his face being able to customize it. Change up his forehead size, line up his jaw, change up his neck size, edit every single little individual detail, just like the extended choice mod. It just depends how far you want to go with it. Maybe take off his big monobrow and give him some normal eyebrows, and give a Youth Academy talent some facial hair once they start to get old enough. So you kind of run into a problem because his actual in-game face that you've newly customized doesn't really match his 2D mini face that was his original look. But there's no need to fear, I have the solution right here with the FC25 live editor. All you've got to do is click up on features, hit players, and then search up the specific player you want to customize. You can see there, that's our boy, the Croatian 58 rated from Brighton. Once you've loaded up his player profile, click on player, hover over mini face, and that's where you want to generate mini face. And what this does is makes a whole new 2D profile picture. Once you head back to the squad hub or team management, bam, his 2D profile pic is there, and it matches your Youth Academy player's new look. And this doesn't only apply to Youth Academy players. There's actually a mod that specializes in in-game generated mini faces. So basically every single player in the world has an in-game mini face instead of their 2D real life profile picture. Some people prefer it because you can tell straight away if a player has an actual real life face scan or not, and some people prefer a little bit more of that realistic look to see their actual real life appearance. Just to show it off, I've turned it on for you guys, and this is what it looks like. This actually used to be the case in every FIFA before FIFA 12. Players' profile pictures just used to be what they look like in game, so it's kind of like a retro feature throwback in many ways. Another amazing thing about this Youth Academy extended player editing, which is not only can you edit their appearance and obviously how they look, but let's say you have an academy prospect that just refuses to grow, is like under 5 foot, and you want to give him, you know, a cheeky little growth spurt, maybe pop him up to 5'10", give him the 6 foot tall king treatment. You can do that and have full control. Adjust his height, adjust his biometric data to how you see fit. And again, another example of fixing EA's mistakes. You could even change up their names entirely and edit every single little thing about them. The training wheels are off and you just get to rain complete havoc. Point in case, you've got a bold 16-year-old, but now you can rectify it to make sure that these teenagers don't have receding hairlines. You could give them the proper hairstyle treatment. Another handy trick that the live editor is capable of is giving you the option to apply the Bellingham sock holes to any player in the game, not just the cover star, the poster boy Jude. And after my Sockgate rant on launch day, I just had to cover this. Now in the base game, the golden boy gets the special treatment with his specialized sock hole style. There are hundreds, if not thousands of players that do this in real life. Why it would just be a Bellingham exclusive is beyond me. Anyways, load up the live editor, click up in the top left corner on players, search up the specific player that you want to apply the sock style to. In this case, I've chosen Vitor Roque. Head on over to the appearance tab, and that's where you could customize sock length style. And now we get a couple more options: ankle, average no shin pad, and then Bellingham cutout socks. Apply it, and then up in the top left hand corner, save your changes. Head back into the game, click on the player you've applied your socks to, and then check them out for yourselves, and bam, we've unlocked the power, we've unlocked the hidden feature that everyone should have access to. But no, we have to rely on third-party editing tools and software on PC in order to get access, and it works 100%. So let's give him the ankle sock type, and And yeah, not gonna lie, that looks pretty realistic. If you could get away with this and actually wear this in a game, I'm sure both him and Shaqiri would do it in a flash. Once you guys found out that you could play with players topless, my comments were inundated. Obviously, the Gooners wanted to know what would happen if you played with a female player topless. I mean, we've all been there, lads. I know, it's a valid question. Now, here's the moment of truth. It's the big one. Will my video be demonetized? Will I even be able to include this? Let's just find out together in 3, 2, 1. Where'd the option go? I can't find it anymore. What? No. This feels illegal, I'm out. Now, if you've watched my must-have essentials mod video for FC25, you'll know all about the Red Bull Creator Club expansion pack that we've already covered fully in detail. But today, I've got some crazy overhauls to showcase, and you Creator Club enjoyers need to know about them. This first Creator Club pack includes an abundance of new kit templates, real-world sponsors, and most importantly of all, removes the generic goalkeeper kits and actually gives you fresh new designs for the goalkeepers. Goalkeepers will be loving this mod showcase, and right here in Creator Club, it is no different. It's so refreshing seeing the goalkeepers actually get some nice kit designs, and sponsored too, by the way. It's game changing. It's revolutionary for the Creator Club scene, which again just brings so much more legitimacy to the mode. Ooh, that kit is fire. The aura is off the charts with some of these kit designs. Some of these sponsors too are just absolutely brilliant. Some are real world sponsors, some you've never seen before in the game. We've got brand new kit templates as well. There is so much to go through, just an abundance to choose from, and you could change things up at the drop of a hat. That night kit is also saucy too. I've got so many I like, so many I'm in the mood for, and it's also actually removed the generic EA branded sponsors, so you won't see any EA sponsored kits. You won't see the Hypermotion technology as a front shirt sponsor. Get that nonsense out of here. We've got the real deal on display. Oh, that's also saucy too. There's so many good options here. I'm struggling to choose just 3, but let me run you down through all of them. This is just the first Creator Club kit pack I've got to showcase. I don't know how EA would feel about this one. There's some competitors, some different football games being sponsors too, like Football Manager, UFL. Of course, the Beats kits are kept in there. The only sponsored kits that are available on the normal console version of the game. Oh, that media. Oh. These kits are so damn beautiful. This is what we need. We are being fed with some of these kit designs, with some of these sponsors. We've got some Red Bull thrown in just for good measure as we keep continuing down, and that is the final list. Just like that, we have drafted up the drippiest selection of kits for our club. We are completely sourced out at the moment, and this Creator Club mod also includes some new badges to select from. So some of these range from clubs that aren't even in the game, so you can recreate different clubs like Rochdale have been removed, Halifax Town, who are in the lower leagues of England, you name it, as there are some even more cool crest add-ons from different countries. I believe these are some lower league French clubs. We've got some Italian clubs from Serie C and Serie D, the 3rd and 4th tier, Monopoli, Campobasso, Taranto, where you could go the route of recreating a club that's not in the game or probably will never be in the game, or pick something generic enough where it could be your own fantasy fictional football team. I'm not telling you how to use the mod, but there are some selections from all different types of countries. There are some Mexican teams, as Liga MX has been removed from the game for a couple of years now, even some Japanese clubs. You can't import a specific customized badge yet. We haven't got a mod that lets you do that. However, I think these crest editions are well worth a shout. You've got a nice little mix of real world badges, some lower league badges, and crests that are just worth using in general. Like, these are some insane designs. There's something for everyone here. You could create a youth system, you could create a feeder club. Some brilliant save ideas are hidden in here. Oh, I completely forgot. Depending on what color you select for your badge, there's even more hidden down here. There are hundreds of new badges hidden in this thing. You've got Gryffindor, Ravenclaw, Hufflepuff. We're starting to enter the fantasy territory. The generic Volta default badges that we never got in Creator Club. There are way more here, like Bury United, who actually don't even exist anymore. The Aussies are gonna love this. We've even got the Collingwood logo. I am absolutely gushing right now. This is insane work. Macclesfield Town, you've got the Nike Academy team, some lower league American clubs like Miami Fusion. What else is hiding in here? This is just a treasure trove. Nah, I'm actually blown away. This is making me speechless. You've got some Greek teams for all my Greek viewers out there. I don't even know what language or leagues these are from, but I'm sure you lads down in the comments, you'll be familiar with them. Someone's gonna correct me. I feel spoiled for choice right now. I feel almighty and powerful with all this at my disposal. Combine that with the unlocking every single stadium mod, plus the stadium refresh pack with all the updated ad boards and sponsors on the sideline. It's honestly such more of a complete experience, and single-handedly transforms it into the best game mode on FC25. Trust me lads, I will die on that hill. And bada bing bada boom, everything is working, the mods are in full effect. To be honest, I've still got one more Creator Club mod to show you. It's a major W for the Creator Club crowd, and even if you don't like what you've picked and want to change things, you can mix and match your kits, have different sponsors, do whatever you'd like, and have full access to the club customization at any point of the campaign, which is a nice little quality of life update, which I don't see many people give EA credit for, but I'll shout them out there. I'm just straight up spoiling you guys today. I've loaded in the second mod pack ready for launch, and this is just a different little selection of new kit templates, new sponsors, new shirt designs, and new club crests, which we'll get to. Unfortunately, you can't use both of these mods at the same time. You can't combine these two together, and you can already see off the jump, these are a little bit more clean, more down-to-earth, realistic designs. There's nothing wacky or crazy going on. They're very clean cut. We're kind of catering to different types of players here. You've got some realistic, more sensible looking kits, if you want to call it that. Some more straightforward and traditional proper football designs. And the previous mod I showed with just some wacky out there designs that have never really been seen before with some crazy patterns. But this one, I wouldn't say it's boring, but it gets the job done. We've got the Microsoft sponsor, Apple have even shown up, Crypto.com, Suzuki, Paramount Plus. It's all happening here, and the Creator Club customization just goes through the roof. It's reached a new level here in FC25. Logitech have a fair few options, and this Visa kit is probably my favorite out of the bunch, but it's a nice little grouping we have, and it's just a testament to how these mods can completely transform FC25 Creator Club. And there is even a different selection when it comes to the goalkeeper kits. Of course, no generic kits here, baby. We aren't about that life. Addressing a key problem and issue that EA just refused to fix. The modders are here to save the day, don't you worry. And with that kit overhaul comes a whole different selection of customizable crests, some AI generated logos if you're into that kind of thing. It's less to do with like real world clubs and more to do with like some fantasy elements, some fictional clubs that you could kind of make your own storyline about. Okay, there's only 3 real world badges. We've got Sheffield FC, AC Siena, and I believe that's a low tier Spanish club. Anyways, I endorse both of the Creator Club mods. They've both got their use cases, and you should definitely be giving them both a go. Now it's time for a little bit of a change of pace, because right here we have got a FIFA soundtrack mod. That's right, for all my music gurus and FIFA soundtrack enthusiasts like myself, what I've got installed right here is the standalone FIFA Nostalgia soundtrack mod, where it basically replaces all 117 FC25 songs and adds in a variety of random hit songs, artists that have had tracks on the FIFA soundtrack in previous years, some random songs that fit into that bracket, fit into the genre of a FIFA tune, and some old FIFA nostalgia throwbacks. It's just a nice little bunch, a nice little playlist thrown together, and like I said, some random 2010s nostalgia hits in general, like the Black Eyed Peas or Major Lazer, Lean On. Ignore the cover art, but it just provides you with a little bit of a different listening experience. If you're already sick of the FC25 soundtrack and want something different, want to throw something else on without having to rely on Spotify or throwing a podcast up in the background whilst you play, there are some absolute nostalgic tunes on here, some big bangers, some 2010s throwbacks, and it's just been a great little trip down memory lane. The guy who made this soundtrack mod didn't miss, so I'll leave it linked down in the description, alongside this other music mod I've found online, which I can't really get to start working for some reason, but I'll leave it just in case it works for you guys. It's called the Coldplay Music Pack. The real ones, the proper FIFA OGs would appreciate changes like this. If you're in the market for some fun new gameplay mods that completely switch up the experience, you're going to want to feast your eyes on this. We have got quite a varied display of random little gameplay mods and pitch mods that I've applied. You could already see it. We have the smaller pitch overhaul, which pretty much just means, yeah, you get a nice little view of it there. We've got a condensed field to play on. I don't know if it's at the exact rush pitch, but the field is way smaller than usual. We get a completely different gameplay experience as well. We have an 11 versus 11 matchup on this tiny little field, and the way the players move, the dribbling, the pace have all been adjusted. So it's like basically the players feel like they're playing on this condensed version of a football pitch, but instead of it being 5-on-5 or 6v6, it's a full-on 11 versus 11 exhibition, and it's just absolute chaos. A midfield battle, interceptions happening every 5 seconds, an absolutely hectic way to play, as we'll get a little goal right here, see how it works, and you can celebrate right into the back end of the pitch. Look how much space we've got here to run into and celebrate. It's not meant to be realistic. It's not meant to be something taken seriously. Just a little bit of fun. If you want to switch things up, try it out with a friend, use it in career mode. It's a fun thing to experiment with. It's fun to see how the CPU actually start playing. I've got a zoomed out camera mod applied. I'm just gonna have to change up the settings here, where it basically just gives you this ultra zoomed out version, really zoomed out, far away. Feel like you're sitting in the stands. You're so far away that you feel like you're in the bleachers. You can start to see the crowd at the bottom. You get the full view like you're in the commentary box, like you're in the gantry. This mod allows you to be ultra zoomed out. The game doesn't actually physically let you do this, so it's nice to see that we don't have any limits. There are no boundaries with the camera. We have a new broadcast camera angle. Yeah, this one's a bit lower. It's zoomed out, but it's slightly lower on the pitch. And let's score a goal with it and see how it looks. Yeah, there you go. It's a nice little different viewing experience, you could say, and it just gives you a nice little variety of different camera angles that weren't possible before. I usually just straight up play on Legacy, and this is the perfect case of combining it with other different mods, making the pitch dimensions different, changing up the camera, combine that all together, and you get an exclusive little unique modding experience that, you know, is only possible on PC. Another mod we have here that alters the gameplay experience on the pitch. It's similar to the smaller pitch mod, but it brings back the Volta FIFA Street vibes, and that's this futsal gameplay overhaul mod. Again, it's just a fun little way to experience things if you're bored of the current FC25 gameplay, or just challenge yourself, because this pitch is actually smaller, and at the same time the goals are incredibly smaller too. I mean, look at them, they're tiny, plus with a goalkeeper in there, it's going to be extremely tough. And unlike Volta and FIFA Street, it's an 11 versus 11 affair. No 3v3, 4v4, 5v5 nonsense. It is a fully packed pitch here, and it's just crowded. It's chaos. It's a different experience entirely, as Harry Kane's even struggling to score. Musiala in the clear, and he completely misses the target. Oh my god, we've got players popping shots from the halfway line. Like, you see the CPU starting to act weird and different, whilst you've got these weird pitch and gameplay mods activated. Look how many players in the box. To Julian Brandt, who's trying to chip Neuer. He's going to head it in to the smallest little futsal goal. It looks so strange in such a big stadium, but we score in the 11 versus 11 futsal pitch, and it is possible. Ever since Volta was deleted, EA gave up on it. FIFA Street ain't around no more. We've got some mods with a proper 11v11 futsal experience, something which you aren't gonna get in any other football game, so I think it's a fun time. And of course, both these gameplay overhaul mods carry over and activate in career mode. Let's give away a penalty. Come on, give away a penalty. This will be interesting. It was actually in the box how these penalties go. Harry Kane just takes it straight away, and that's the easiest save Coba's gonna make. Nevertheless, as I transition into a mod which unfortunately I couldn't get working, in this case it's not an issue on my end, it's just that it hasn't been updated for title update 4 and 5, but I just wanted to shout it out, and I'll still leave the link down in the description. Quote unquote, the weird pitches mod, which pretty much, depending on what stadium you're playing at, it alters the different dimensions of each specific stadium, so you're gonna have a different experience whether you're at the Etihad or at Tottenham Stadium. And here's some examples of it in action, just a few little screenshots here just so you get the idea. You can see that these crazy gameplay mods and elements are possible, where you're literally playing outside the stadium. That's how big the pitch is, and you just get some weird and wacky environments to play around with. Again, very experimental, so once it gets updated, it's worth giving a fair shot. And here's a little continuation slash update of the Scoreboards mod that I included in the last video. It's had a few additions, just like the US Open Cup. I've got a handful to showcase to you lads. A little trio that might pique your interest, including an MLS scoreboard series, where the US Open Lamar Hunt Cup gets to shine. It's actually a nice little clean layout. I'm a fan of it. It incorporates the logo in the top left. It's got that American theme, the red, blue, and white. It gets the job done. I know I have a fair share of Belgian viewers and watchers, so you guys are in luck here because your Jupiler Pro League gets the brand new broadcast package. Say goodbye to the generic treatment because it is no more. You get that proper broadcast experience like you're watching on match day, and I can't say I'm the biggest fan of the scoreboard. The way it pops up once you kick off the match, like it's very stock standard. Can't say it's one of my favorites, but hey, it's better than the generic ones. Anything's better than the generic scoreboards. Scottish scoreboard series goes alright as well, and that not only includes the league, but also the cup. We've got the Scottish Premiership up first, the William Hill Premiership. How does the scoreboard hold up though? That's alright, it's decent. I like it enough. It's nothing sensational, but again, it's that realism, it's that authenticity that career mode players crave. And for the Saudi Pro League fans, you know we've got you guys covered. Here's how the fully licensed broadcast package is looking in-game, and it's actually one of the most unique aesthetics and variants of scoreboards I've ever seen. I'm not gonna lie, it's got some flair, it's got some aura about it, and like most of them do, blows the EA generic scoreboard out of the water. As we take a look at the scoreboard, I don't know, that little pop-up, the overlay there doesn't really excite me. The scoreboard looks decent, nothing compared to when you first initially launched the game. I just want to restart straight away to see it again because the scoreboard pop-up didn't live up to the hype. I like it. It just comes at you straight away. There's got that little thing in the middle going on. I don't know, I'm feeling it. And the scoreboard mod just keeps on getting better, keeps getting additions and updates. And it's kind of the case where EA are never going to really add in all the fully authentic layovers and goal pop-ups that happen that are accurate for each league. So we've got the modders here to add it in for us, and they come in clutch to save the day. Now this next segment is what I'd like to call the retro edition, or the retro mods. For you nostalgia merchants out there, first up we've got to cover the insane variety of new retro kits added. Even though these two are unlicensed in FC25, both AC Milan and Inter, they have their retro badges back, and you can run it back with some OG classics on either side of Milan. There are some iconic throwbacks in here that need to be studied. Over to the Premier League now, we've got some iconic sets of Arsenal and Chelsea kits here, bringing back the prime Barclays era, the iconic O2 shirt sponsor for the Arsenal kits, and then Chelsea with the Fly Emirates, the retro Chelsea CFC logo. Before the Abramovich money, their kits were actually class. And a nice touch is that all these retro Premier League kits have the OG font, that Barclays style font that was just superior in so many ways. Like, it was my favorite. I know I've got a little bit of bias. I grew up with it. Honestly, it was amazing. Plus the OG Premier League patch on the sleeve. This retro kit mod honestly ticks all the boxes for me. Liverpool get their 2018-19 selection of kits, their Champions League winning set. Meanwhile, Manchester United, we're harking it back to the glory days. 07-08 season, they've got the Club Winners World patch on the blue shirt, the AIG sponsor, the Ronaldo, Berbatov, Rooney days. Oh man, take me back. I think I know I've hit Ung status when these 2011/12 kits from Man City have been classified as retro. When they won the league with Aguero's last minute goal, that red and black stripe kit which actually goes kind of hard, and then Tottenham, like Liverpool, get that 2018-19 treatment. PSG get gifted their 2018/19 season kits where they just signed Neymar. It was his first full season in Paris. Meanwhile, Fiorentina just hit it out the park back in the 90s or 80s, whenever this kit was from. The Nintendo front shirt sponsor, the filler partnership. It was an all-time classic that I need to buy for my collection immediately. The two big Portuguese heavy hitters, both Sporting and Porto, have a cute little double going on here. It's bringing that early 2000s vibe, possibly back when Porto won the Champions League in 04, and back when CR7 and Pepe were both academy players for Sporting. That blacked out Dragon 2015 away kit from Real Madrid. It's an all-timer coupled with their Champions League winning kit. The white and blue color combo, that blocky blue kit where Ronaldo scored the bicycle kick versus Juventus. Meanwhile, Atleti, all that needs to be said is a Spider-Man sponsor. I'm in love, plus a cheeky little cameo from around 2013, 2014. Meanwhile, Barcelona fans get to relive the MSN days with the 2016-17 kit selection selection, you can't look past these three kits and just not think of Messi, Suarez, and Neymar being the best attacking trio in world football. The retro kit action also carries over to the international game. A lovely little selection here from Argentina. They're throwing it back with kits from 2004. Meanwhile, we have the Three Lions, England, with the Euro 2004 throwback. Their kits actually made you feel something back then. I'm a very big fan of those two. You can't mention Euro 2004 and not bring up the hosts, Portugal's kits. They made it all the way to the final. This kit goes down as an iconic masterpiece. It's got the number in the circle on the front, and that shade of Portuguese red goes down in the history books. Meanwhile, for France, the 2006 World Cup kit, if I'm not mistaken, this is the jersey that Zinedine Zidane played his last game in, headbutted Materazzi, and the rest was history. Brazilians look away as Germany get a nice little 10-year anniversary throwback to their World Cup triumph in Brazil with that classic red and black 7-1 kit, and of course that beautiful iconic home shirt. Plus Mexico get thrown some love here. I believe these are the combo they brought to the 2010 World Cup. And Spain's 2010 World Cup winning kits are here, where they took down the Dutch in the final 1-0 with that iconic Iniesta goal. And then you've just got USA right here, the hosts of the 2026 World Cup. I'm not really a fan of that white away shirt, but this blue kit is absolutely fire. It's got the stars. I've never even seen it before. I think it's from the 90s. That's definitely a sleeper hit for me. I've just noticed them now, but these Roma kits are absolutely god tier. An early 2000s throwback, and these kits just scream Francesco Totti. This mod also scratches that retro itch when it comes to match balls. We have got the 2006 World Cup ball. It's got a little Spanish theme to it. Of course, you've got to have the 2010 Jabulani. The streets will never forget. I'm a nostalgia merchant at heart. I've got to see it here in FC25. Oh my days, lads. This is enough to make a grown man cry. Not only do we have this stunning range of retro kits in our locker, you guessed it, we've also got some retro face mods to show off, and here they are. Are you still salty at EA that despite Ronaldo being on the cover of the goddamn game, they didn't give him the prime noodle hair treatment with the face update? They just face scanned his head in and would never bothered to update his hair whatsoever. There he is, prime CR7 in all his glory with the noodle strand hair. You just knew on a Champions League night with those Mercurials on, with that haircut and the rolled up sleeve, it was game over for the opposition. Now we finally get to see the 2018 version of Ronaldo realized in high definition next gen glory. The two goats get that retro treatment. This one kind of doesn't match up. The time period is out of whack. This retro face mod is from 2011. If you remember Messi from that, FIFA 11, FIFA 12 type era where he had this haircut, he was clean shaven and about to break every single goal record. Yeah, that's the kind of Messi we're dealing with here. And we've got the Brazilian prince who never became the king. He's got about 10 different variants from all these different time periods thanks to this Viper face pack. He's been given the full retro treatment. First up, it's that iconic look from 2011 with the band-aid tape over the nose. He's got a few little pimples here and there. That haircut when he was first initially breaking onto the scene at Santos. Next up is 2012 Neymar, where he's still got that band-aid nose tape. However, he switches it up with the yellow fiery mohawk, that iconic look that he donned, where he became the most signed high-profile wonder kid on FIFA 13. Hands down, I'm guilty. Next up, it's 2014 World Cup Brazil Neymar, where he initially just announced himself onto the world stage. He became the poster boy for the hosts at that World Cup. Looks a little bit more matured, just joined Barcelona. We have the MSN variant, which kind of matches up with this kit from FIFA 17. The blonde-haired Neymar, as we'll call it. He was at his peak, his highest ever FIFA rating, I believe. This was the third and final season that the MSN trio had together at Barca. Here's another retro variation that EA never blessed us with officially in-game. This was the 2020 pink hair era for Neymar, where I think everyone was just bored in lockdown and just did some crazy wacky things with their barber. Something that would have been so cool to see in-game, considering EA and PSG have an exclusive partnership. But thankfully, we have these modders who help us relive these different eras, these different looks. This is apparently the 2018 World Cup version, where it was infamously memed on for diving and rolling around on the floor excessively. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of this one, but I'll give you guys a look. There's also a couple more that I can't show. I'm running out of time. I've got Ronaldo 2004, an OG retro Sergio Ramos variant, which I'll leave linked down in the description. Now we have have to transition to the next segment where I think I've saved the biggest and best till last. Prepare yourselves, but firstly, I've got a nice little appetizer, a little entree. It'll all tie in, trust me. You'll see where we're going with this one, as this expanded tournament mode mod. It has recently been released and it actually gives you the option to play out a Europa Conference League and a full Europa League tournament, just like you would be able to with the Champions League. It's been a major featured cup ever since FIFA 19. The other exclusive European licenses haven't been given that same treatment. So this mod successfully throws them into the tournament mode mix. You could also do a UEFA Super Cup, but wouldn't that just be 2 teams? I'm not sure why that's an option, but hey, it's there. You get the luxury of playing out a European Championship and also a World Cup. Combine those tournaments together with the real trophies mod I showcased in the last mods video, and boy, you will be cooking like there is no tomorrow. Now, you lads have to brace yourselves here, especially you Brazilians out there, because we have the addition of the Brazilian first tier, the Brasileiro Serie A in career mode. It is back. We haven't had it since like FIFA 17. It's been absent in the game. Konami got the real licenses for it. And now, thanks to PC mods, we've got the entire Brazilian first tier back where it belongs. I know it's the bare minimum, but it's so surreal seeing it back in FIFA or FC. People have been craving it. Brazil is where you get to find some of the next hidden talents, some of the next big talents of world football. It's a big miss. It's a major miss in career mode. Now that we've got it back, I am licking my lips. The Brazilian Serie A has made a mighty comeback in FC25. Don't pinch yourselves, don't rub your eyes, as this is how it's looking in career mode. Unfortunately, there's no second tier, there's no promotion relegation, but I think we've just got to appreciate that it's back in the first place. This is a huge W. EA need to get the licenses back ASAP. They need to get it back quick smart, and not just for the Brazilian league, but for the international team, because they haven't been properly playable since like FIFA 18 or something. No need to fear, lads, no need to wish, because these modders have answered all of our prayers. Not only the Brazilian national team is back, but we have over 51 nations added to international football to spice up both the World Cup and Copa America in career mode. Let's go quick fire through them. They're all fully licensed with every single kit, starting off with Armenia. Australia are back. Austria making a return. Belarus with a debut. Belgium's back. Bolivia's in. Bosnia and Herzegovina. Bulgaria are here. Cameroon, we got that African love. Chile's back where they belong in South America. Colombia's here. Costa Rica showing up. The recent AFCON 2024 champions, Ivory Coast. We have Cyprus alongside Ecuador, making up the numbers, making it possible for a Copa America. Egypt are here with Mo Salah captaining them. Estonia are here, making their mainline FIFA game debut. Georgia are back from their FC24 Euro expansion DLC. We've got the Greeks, who recently beat England on their own patch. Some top tier Asian nations like Iran, Iraq. We'll skip past those boys for now. We've got Jamaica in the mix. Japan's been another major removal in recent times. We've got Kazakhstan even, who made a deep push for Euro 2024 qualification. The Korea Republic, led by Sonny Boy up top with the captain's armband. Some smaller European nations like Kosovo, Luxembourg and Montenegro. You can't have international football without African giants like Nigeria, North Macedonia thrown in, Panama, Paraguay, Peru, the list goes on. Russia are back after their ban in 2021, so they make a comeback to world football in a world where FIFA actually let them participate. Saudi Arabia, Senegal, Serbia, Slovakia, Slovenia. I feel like we're going on a world tour with all these nations they've added. Switzerland get thrown back in. We've got Tunisia again. Africa's really showing up. We've got Turkey. We're going to finish off with the UAE, and then a little trio of Uruguay, Uzbekistan and Venezuela. Oh, and how can we forget? I completely missed them. Albania and Algeria, both coming before Argentina, who are usually the first team on the international list. Now, there's been a recent plea and cry from FIFA fans for EA to add these national teams back in the game, just unlicensed, with generic kits and just a flag as the badge. It's come to the point where career mode fans just want these nations in the game. It doesn't even matter if they're licensed or not, but this mod doesn't skip out. Every single nation has the proper licensed kits, the proper national team logos and badges. No levels of authenticity are spared here, people. And before you load up into a new career or new tournament save, you could fix up the teams, you could do all the international national selections you want and customize every single nation one by one, making sure they have their strongest squads brought to the tournament. It also gives you the full flexibility to see how many players are in every country's national pool. Like, some nations barely have a page of players to select from anyway. Like, Iran only have like 27 players in the game in comparison to Ireland, who have over 33 pages of players that can select from. It almost brings FC25 up to that caliber of the standalone World Cup game, where every single FIFA ranked nation was included. Obviously, we're nowhere near that right now, but this is what it's starting to feel like with the power of PC mods. It provides you with the proper expanded Euros tournament with 24 teams instead of the 16 outdated format, which EA haven't been bothered to update for over like 10 years. 6 groups, just like the 2024 tournament in real life. And with the real trophy mod in action, you're not only going to see it pop up in game, but also in the menus, and see the silverware in all its glory in the news tab social media area. Same goes for the World Cup, which gets an expanded format update, a competition license logo, plus you've got all 48 teams, 12 groups of 4 on full display. We've never seen anything like it in real life or in a FIFA game. It's something worthy of building and playing a standalone World Cup game of, but because EA aren't going to deliver on that, we have to rely on the mods right here, where it has 48 teams participating. We're going to have a round of 32, and that glorious World Cup trophy is back where it belongs. The FIFA license has returned to FC in a quest for world domination for the biggest prize in football. Oh no, it's the trophy glitch. It's the trophy glitch. It's even affecting the mods. EA, bro, sort this out. You can't make it up. Even the mods can't fix EA's broken code. I don't know where this trophy glitch came from, but it's completely ruined the game. I'm just going to sim to the end, and it's Portugal to win on penalties without CR7, and he saw his nation win it without him from the stands. But hold on, wait a minute, we actually do get to see the real trophy in the news tab. It's unexplainable. It's a glitch on EA's end that they need to sort out, but this is just elevated international football and international management on FC25 to a whole new level. If you're keen on international management, it's refreshing to see the Copa America return. It is so back in career mode to complete the hat-trick in its normal form. Nothing's changed here. 10 South American teams, 4 invitationals, 4 groups of 4, and in the final, how did we let Mexico win it, man? The Copa America goes to the guests. The South American team couldn't claim the South American Cup. Just like the 7-1, they wouldn't let Brazilians forget about that, as Mexico reigns supreme. The trophy's gone on walkabout. As long as the Copa America's made a return in career mode for the first time in like 3 FIFAs, I'm a happy boy. And sending your youth academy scouts to random nations, because at the end of the day, EA added like, what, over 160 new nations to the game to scout in. You could actually contribute not only for your club, but to the national team setup. So it's more satisfying. It goes both ways. Who knows, maybe you can do a youth academy Estonia to glory now that their nation's been added with the mods, and you can contribute with just youth academy talent only. The sky's the limit now, lads. Take advantage of it. Use these mods to your benefit. Convert today. Trust me, it's worth it. There we have it, lads. All the latest and greatest new FC25 mods you guys need to install for the best career mode experience possible. And it just gives you so much more control, so much more power. Let me guys know in the comments below if you want me to cover a specific mod, if you're a modder yourself and want me to test out your mods and show them off in a video. Reach out to me on Twitter, on Discord, in the DMs. We're going hard with the modding content. Don't you worry. As always, the links will be down in the description for all the downloads. My Discord is also there if you want to join that as well. Drop the video a like on it. If you've made it this far, subscribe for some more modded content on the channel. I'll leave a little sneak peek, a little hint at what's to coming in a future mods video playing in the background, and hopefully you lads will get excited, because we'll be testing out even crazier mods in future videos, in separate dedicated videos that you guys need to see ASAP. As always, I've been your boy, BCHD. Have a great day, and I'll catch you lot in the very next video. Bye bye.